So I find the thing with like this one and its ideas is that they don't really seem to stand for anything. Like, okay, the board is this energy force and the hiss is something else. Are they supposed to represent positivity and negativity? Are they supposed to represent anything at all? It doesn't feel like... Yeah, it doesn't feel like they represent anything. They're just sort of random forces of energy that are doing things. So that's the part where I find it hard to connect to anything, because it doesn't seem to be grounded in anything at all, right? Like, okay, these people have been watching her forever, but what does it mean? Why? You'll find out. She has the power. She has the power because she found the projector thing. So it sounds like they have the power to put power into objects, so why don't they just give the power to anybody and control them? Because you can't really control people. Is that what it's about? You can't control people. She has potential like Dylan. Why didn't they just bring her in? Because they thought, well, Dylan... We brought Dylan in and it didn't work out, so we'll let her be on her own. Like 2 experiments. It didn't work with Dylan, putting him under control. So we'll have Jesse out in the wilderness. Maybe that's what they mean. The second slide is the meadow. Really an empty lot with a bunch of weeds, a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams. Must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting. And then we'd come out and everything had melted around the projector. Jesse said that in therapy. I'm assuming 9 years ago. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been going there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened, says Dylan. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide. Meadow. I just did. Thank you, Lena.
Let's see what they have on ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
What happened to Neil is really disturbing, says Prince. I don't know him. Hard for me to empathize, I guess. Just somebody that got beat up. It'd be cool if Neil was here, if we knew Neil. Had a reason to care about him. Or knew about him before. Knew something more about him before we just learned he got beat up. Man, they're so good at drawing things. It's harder to be in an indie game because you can't just rely on your graphics, you know? You have to have engaging everything else. How cool would it have been if you, like, started the game in ordinary? He got stuck inside another dimension and turned into a dog-like creature? Oh, right. Dogs look like they have a lot of fun. Yeah, and then you came here and they had recreated it all? That'd be kind of interesting. And one house is red. Is that their house? And if that was your house? Yeah, it'd be cool if you started off the game with Neil. They probably should have started you there. With you and your brother, and you find the thing, and then... Oh, man, this is how I would do the game. I'd start the game off, normal game, boring. And then you and your brother... And you're like learning the tutorial, and you and your brother find the projector, and like the goons come and they like beat you up, and you can't fight them. You're powerless. Like you have an attack and stuff, but you lose. And then as you get more powers later on, it'd be really satisfying. Now all of a sudden you're really powerful. And then you would know Neil, and you'd care more about. I would care more about Neil, and then I'd come here and be like, "What? They knew my town? They were following me? Oh my god!" And you know what they could do is like. They could even have a part of the game where they ask you to take screenshots, right? And then, you know, when they have that whiteboard up and they're like, we've been following Jessie, we're monitoring her. Every screenshot you take could be there. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that'd be really cool. something to attach me to the memory, attach me to the character. And then all this stuff, I think, would just be so much more of like a contrast. They're all observing it. What are they observing exactly? Cardboard trees? Go put that in a big rice cooker. More enemies! She wouldn't have any power since all the oops she uses are from the FBC. The only oops she was in contact with was the slide projector. Yeah, exactly. So that's why you'd start off the game there, and you would be powerless. Like, you'd still have a fight scene and stuff with those bullies that, like, beat up Neil and the goons or whatever. And they would, like, take the projector away from you. You'd feel powerless. And then later, when you get to the FBC, when you find it, I think that'd be more interesting. Any more health kicking around? This guy throws grenades. Wonder if he can change the timing on those. You need to pre-cook them, buddy.
Slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
So? Ordinary dump site. I like how they have that on the sign on the wall. I wonder why they have to do that. Why?
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
Good writing.
Throw him up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane. What? I don't know. No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself? I didn't. No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that? Okay.
Yeah, it's this.
That's my favorite kind of hair.
I feel
Ponytail, but the tresses.
emptiness.
Hair up in the back and the little
a
tresses coming
yearning
down.
for something that
It
I
looks
think
great.
I
Shows off the
lost.
neck.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No. No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused.
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse.
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly. They took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something...
So when Polaris is sending her to New York, what about all the other times that she was... Oh, was she just like on the road to go to New York?
You know we can't let you go until you're well.
Did she already look for the building and then Polaris found her?
What's imagined?
She was just like on a trip before. I thought she was kind of like looking all over and then finally found it. But this makes it sound like Polaris just told her to go straight to New York, which actually makes a lot more sense. Because if she can only find the building from Polaris's help, it wouldn't make sense for Polaris to send her to the wrong place unless Polaris didn't know where this was. Details from interviews with Dylan. Therapy of Jesse. Circumstantial evidence at Ordinary. 3 sources, conflicting data. Dylan claims there were 8 slides. Jesse mentions 9. The Bureau found 1 intact slide. And the burnt remains of 6. Slides too damaged to be used in the projector. Yeah, right. Jesse's believed to be an individual responsible for burning the slides. Darling ordered the entirety of the Ordinary Town dump be brought to the Bureau. Oh, they brought the whole dump. So they didn't like recreate it. They just brought the dump. Due to limited space. So she was looking and then Polaris found her. But she just said Polaris was talking to her in therapy. So was she looking and then went to therapy and then Polaris told her to go to New York? She went through a lot more than just goons, traveled different dimensions, witnessed her friend in the Doglight state. While inside another dimension, the Not Mother fed the goons her milk and turned them into dung monkeys. That would have been fun. We should have played that part. Got rid of the janitor and included that part. What a hallway. Everything kind of has a weird shimmer to it, but they get away with it. It's kind of like the way Breath of the Wild does it. They just create their own sort of graphical flourish that can hide certain things and give it its own style. There's the dump.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York.
Well, in a magic building.
Nobody
Though.
saw a thing.
Yeah, but it's magic, so...
Pretty unbelievable.
It's completely believable. You know what's unbelievable? This is unbelievable. This! She never talks about that. She never says, wow, I'm levitating. Oh my god, they brought garbage from one place to another? It's impressive and it's interesting. But there's so many other things that are unbelievable. She never goes like, wow, I'm fighting monsters. A garbage dump? Yeah, I'm not saying like get rid of the office. I don't think you need to have one or the other. It's just like would have been nice to start off maybe somewhere else. I mean, it's not like they're copy and pasting the whole office thing. Every room you go into is like a different place, and they have the hotel and stuff. I think they could have easily done some kind of a... I mean, they already made the garbage dump. Right? So you could have had the garbage dump in the middle of the game. In the beginning of it, and just like a different background. It's already here. You know? Reminds me of Life is Strange. Good times at that garbage dump. Fighting a resonance-based entity from another dimension. She already knew these types of life forms existed since she was a kid. Yeah, okay. So so monsters to her are just like, whatever. Seen that, done that. But how about the powers? You think that would be interesting? I guess she's only getting powers that these beings have had. It's almost like they couldn't decide on how to get her to react to it, so they just never bothered writing the lines for it. They're like, the player can react how they want to react. This feels like Beetlejuice. That's a fantastic movie. You seen that? Those guys give up life juice when they explode? I don't know if they do. Take out the little guys, then try to get their life force. Whoa. Maybe it's time to read a document. These guys are good to take out from far away. What do you mean that these beings have had? I mean, maybe she's not... Like, this is me being very kind to the conceit of the game, is that each power she gets, like throwing things, levitating, it seems like all the enemies she faces have that power first. So, this is me being the total devil's advocate to my own opinion. And thinking, okay, maybe that's why she's not expressing any type of feeling or reaction towards being able to levitate. Because she goes, well, they had the power. You know, they can make a shield, now she can make a shield. This is all part of the business. I really hit him hard with that thing. That's good. What's in the box? That's a battery. Probably gonna need that at some point. Okay, remember where I put that. I believe, I believe, I believe. Tom and the others got worse, scarier. The math teacher tried to make them listen. They pushed a piano on her. Broke her legs, then Tom bashed her head in. I always liked her. I liked math, says Dylan. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. When grown-ups realized something was bad, I was wrong. The police came and dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the non-mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump. They broke a teacher's legs with the piano. Mom and Dad were pissed. Like, not just annoyed that that Tom and them crushed the teacher's legs with the piano. They were pissed. They were pretty angry about it. That's when we knew crushing our teacher's legs with the piano was pretty serious. When I remember wanting them gone, like Tom said, when we woke up, they were all gone. Was I responsible? I don't know. Jesse. Stella's home. She's rattling around in the corner like a raccoon in the pantry. From a slide. They disappeared from a slide. Alright. Do I need to bring that battery with me? Maybe. I don't really want to know. How you garden grow. I just wanna fly. Yeah. Lately.
You mentioned
We did this one, the poem.
By Thomas Zane?
Yes.
Thomas Zane doesn't exist. Well, he does. Makes films. Okay, get ready. The dump.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody
Dump
saw a
cessation of
thing.
work order. Border of Darling, all work in the ordinary dumps to stop. Immediately, resources allocated to something. Details will be forthcoming. Don't work in the dump. Any slides found should be delivered. Yeah.
Pretty
Oh, okay.
unbelievable.
It's just a way to like force in the Alan Wake stuff. Yeah, but I mean, it's like, okay, if you haven't played Alan Wake, is it interesting in any way other than just seeing that it's from something in Alan Wake? On its own, it's not interesting. It's just a bunch of random... Just a random story that's not connected to anything. Huh. This guy's tough. Ouch. You gotta dodge that. Okay. There we go, a little safer. Is it interesting seeing a certain character in Mafia 3 after all these years of thinking he died in Mafia 2? If you haven't played Mafia 2? Well, okay, for example, if I've... Okay, I played Mass Effect 2 before I played Mass Effect 1. When she confronts... when the guy helping you out turns out to be Garrus, I can tell from the way that they talk to each other, oh, they have a history. And I can understand the dialogue they have. Immediately, the way they talk, I know that they have a history, and I can even get the like little jokes and stuff they throw back and forth. So it makes perfect sense. And Garrus is an important character in Mass Effect 2, just like he was in 1. Whereas, that's just like, I just sat there and listened to some audio recording. And it's that guy just talking about some poem that's not real, that's from a filmmaker. It's like, what does it mean? What's the point? It's extremely interesting on its own as well. Alan Wake's story is an AWE you can actually experience. In this game, or if I went and played Alan Wake? I'm just I'm playing. Okay, but I'm talking about playing this game. That little audio log just does nothing for me playing this game. It makes me think the next audio log is not going to be. Yeah, the research and case files from this. Uh-oh. I want to throw stuff at this guy, but then I can't dodge. How much do I know about Alan Wake? He walks around with a flashlight. It was a game that had it was kind of like a horror game, and you shone a flashlight as your main weapon. And it was an interesting game mechanic. That's what I know about Alan Wake. And then from this, they're sort of like retconning that maybe everything he did was in his mind or something. This guy's really hard to fight. Pretty tedious.
Check that lab.
We should check the lab. Let's check this green box first. Check the lab. Alright, get up. Where? Oh, there you go. The stairs. Upon stairs, upon stairs, upon stairs, upon stairs. I could have gone... Could I have skipped that whole section? Just gone up? I suppose as I crossed through here, they would have... The enemies would have materialized. The globe. An item was found in a penthouse suite in Toronto! I used to live there. David Wolf investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including something in this item. A globe. Why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? It's a question that's kept Toronto's high society up at night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Disappeared to Illuminati. Okay. So, it's not how you spell Mai Tai, by the way. So this guy was dealing with magical things and was kidnapped for it. I tried to. I forgot to. I think if whatever was causing the objects of power, like the board, if they kind of had a point to what they were doing, I think I would find that more interesting. Like, why are they doing this? Or is it if they were like greed or something? Or if they provided something for humans that was so like gave us power or gave us something, and then we realize, oh, it's actually bad. It causes the hiss. And then, or maybe it was more like of a morally gray area. Like, oh, some people argue it's good for us, we should keep it. And others go, no, it's not. People are dying. They're being turned into monsters. Only some of them.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
They're a paranormal entity from a different plane of existence, so be feared to perfectly understand their motives. Okay, if not to understand their motives, then to understand the consequences. It doesn't really seem like there are any consequences. The whole world just operates fine without them. I mean, these people had their lives changed, but I didn't really know anything about them. I don't care. Maybe you guys are just better able to empathize with Neil and Jesse and Dylan. Or maybe you just find like the idea of it more interesting than me. That it's enough to be engaged with. What do we get here? The consequence is, if the hiss breaks out the oldest house, humanity would be screwed. But isn't the Bureau a problem too? Is the hiss... Hey, Niccolo. Is the hiss why everybody disappeared in her hometown? Loadout, that's what I'm looking for. Whoa, damage or low in health plus 49%? Whoa. That's pretty good. Rate of fire, damage while aiming. Ammo refund? That's pretty cool. 11%, so 1 out of every 10 shots. Rate of fire, that could be huge. %30 on armor, that'd be useful too. Reload speed. The disappearance cycle had something to do with the Nod Mother. The cause for the AW in the ordinary is a slide projector. So the hiss is related to the slide projector in one of the slides. And the Bureau energy mysterious being is trying to stop the hiss. Let me try that one. Why can't I have more mods? Damage while low in health. Damage while low in health. That's good. Health recovery per element pickup 24. I have so many of these. Oh no, I don't. I was looking at the wrong thing. Energy, health, shield strength. Whoa, 40%? No way. $27. Maybe launch energy cost. Is there a higher one than that? Am I taking the character of the Italian from the Italian guy? Hey, what are you talking about here? Energy recovery speed. I wouldn't mind like a really good launch energy cost. Common. What are the ones that are good? Uncommon. Evade energy cost. Bleh. Shield strength up. Launch energy cost -12. That's a good one. Unless there's something better. Launch energy cost 10. Deconstruct. Energy 9. Could do more launches. If it says common, get rid of it. What do I... And then I can craft all this stuff? I need some gold over here. Been on my family for 3 generations. My great-grandfather stole this necklace from his neighbor, who was a no good two-timing Jew. What? That character was anti-Semitic. I am not. Don't you want plus 9% energy that you can use on anything? Or would you like launch energy cost by -12%? Hard to say. What do I do with the 55,000 triangles up on the top there? What do I do with those? Spend them in the store? Is there a triangle store? I know there's vending machines. Oh, I thought it was going to be dark. Shield efficiency. I'm gonna chop up all these things. So I can... Oh, I did. I cleared a lot of room. If it says common, I don't want it. Prime! -16% for evading. Seems to be pretty useful. And it's 16%, so that's the one I'm gonna go with. Yep. That'll give me 16%, 4% more. No, but all I do is launch. I only evaded the last second. Ashtray maze. Seems exciting. Research. Well, there's a question mark this way. So why don't we go check that out? Yes, I remember that maze. I don't think that's... Is that open yet? Maybe. Sterling. Yeah. You're not going through there, bucko. Research. Okay. Alright, that's where I went last time, so... Out we go. Oh, nice. Control point. Abilities! Can we do more launch damage? Nope. You can launch grenades and rockets back at the enemy. That might be kind of useful. But I don't know if I'm going to be fast enough to pick them up. What's this? Melee? That was a waste. More energy. What else do we got here? Shield. Bleh. Shield propels debris. Levitation. Levitation slam. Think I'll do energy. Reset abilities 30,000 triangles. Nice. Okay, let's do this again. Launch. Launch and energy. What else do we got here? The shield I actually use. Oh, down to 3. Bit of health. Cool. Astral constructs. What is this? Different gun? Construct charge. Oh, that's what you use all this stuff for. 3 explosive projectiles. A generous magazine. Upgrade your shatter. Huh. Mods. Obscured weapon mod. What is this? Construct a random weapon mod. Alright. It's like gambling. You're throwing away your points for something totally random, hoping you get something good. A family member will gift to a baby born a gold necklace. When it becomes an adult, it can put it on. That's nice. Went through the whole game not using the shield. The only thing I like about the shield is putting it on and getting walking and picking up the health. But I think having just big energy is enough to pierce maneuvers. Oh, I see. These are like little subquests. Kill enemies with the service weapon in pierce mode, and then you get a random mod. This is so loot boxy. Where they say go to research? Central research. There's a girl, she's a singer in Toronto, and she looks like she looks like Jessie. I'll show you her picture. I've played a few songs with her on stage. Ugh. What would be a good one? You know what it saves as like a WebP instead of a JPEG? There she is. Doesn't that look like her? I need to get her by the by a wall. I think they look pretty similar. Yeah. Her name is Lynn Moffat. Got a great voice. Alright. Research Ashtray maze. I wonder why these guys are a higher level now. Because they know you have more power, so they'll send people to be your power. Damage while aiming. 31%? Oh, that seems really powerful. Dr. Darlings. Ah! I like how the guy with the sniper rifle runs up and just kicks you. Just kicked her right in the side box. The game's having a seizure. That's not funny. People have seizures and it's very painful. I like how your ammo can be recharging, but then you can, you know, use your other stuff and then you can kind of just like bounce between them. Projectile speed. 50. Oh, lots of good upgrades all of a sudden. Or maybe I'm just now noticing them. Reminds me, I feel like I'm playing Nier. Automata!
Contact the janitor if you need to get through.
How many dead ends can this place have? We need to find Ahti.
I gotta backtrack. Well, that's why they gave you a. That's why they gave you a fast travel spot, dummy. He will play Finnish tango wherever you hear tango. You will. That is the way to go. Like Lost Woods in Ocarina of Time. This game is folklore in Finland. Not a really nice language to sing in, like Hungarian. It's really rough sounding. Where are you? Maintenance janitor's office. Maintenance janitor's office. Maintenance. You can go right there. Ahti is the janitor. He is living like a janitor in Pekkarine's hometown. Jarkko Ruutu. Espen Knudsen is Norwegian. Essa Tikkanen. The Finnish hockey organization started studying Canadian goaltenders, and then they ended up producing the best goaltenders in the world, and some of the Canadian hockey people would be like, whoa, we've come to study how you get such great goalies. And they said, we studied you! Yes, very well. We told the players to study, and they have been stopping pucks. Is there a lot of here there, Matt? What? Is there a lot of here, there? What do you mean there, Niccolo? Like going here and then going there? It's a lot of backtracking, yes. Janitor. Janitor, janitor.
No Ahti. Where is he?
Now this boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the glove and the house standing. Lomille lomps, holiday humps.
How can anyone even get out of here while the building's sealed? Let alone go on a holiday. Guess I'm about to find out.
Oh yeah, it's very, very hot here. Very humid. Very heavy and hot, which is good because we had many days of rain, and it was actually getting a little bit cold. Now it's back to being very hot. Putting on the air conditioner at night. Almost thinking about swimming, but I don't really like getting in the water and swimming. I just don't. I don't like to be uncomfortable, and the water can be cold. I don't like that. Atti. 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 Oh my god, 4 things to read at once? Or are these all different missions? This is his office. Everything he needs. And of course, plenty of paper towel everywhere. Little tiny table to play cards with someone. Someone was here. Maintenance coolant pumps. I guess they go down there to get to the coolant pumps, even though it just says power plant. Probably just could have levitated down. That would have been smarter. Put my hand on my shoulder. Coolant pumps. Security. Yes. Ah, I could have just warped here. That would have been smart. D-Live! We are being featured on D-Live. Oh, I like D-Live. They're so friendly. They're lemons and all kinds of things. Although they did spoil the heck out of Last of Us Part 2. That was a D-Live person, wasn't it? Oh well. We can't hold them responsible. You couldn't get into that before. Now we
You've gotten in
can.
here too? All right. Let's get cleaning, she said, cocking her gun.
Yeah. Aww. Oof. Hey, Nicolin, hey, Nicolin, hey, Nicolin. How are you doing? How are you doing? What's new in D-Live's world? Is D-Live pretty pumped that Mixer is gone? Because you kind of have like your Twitch and your YouTube, and then you've got Mixer and D-Live were our other ones we were streaming to. Mixer tended to be like pretty Xbox focused though. And then D-Live is like the cool underdog. Yeah, Lena, that's why I'd taken the chat off the screen. It was just a bunch of personal stuff. Didn't really have anything to do with what we were doing at all. Coolant pumps, coolant pumps. The lighting is nice. There's so much about this game I really like the visual aspect of. A bit disoriented of where we just came from. You're happy that Mixer people have another option when it comes to places to go. I think you picked up some cool people from the shutdown. Nice. No, I don't think it's the furnace chamber. You've been wanting to play this so bad? Prince and Leonot here are really, really into it. Kind of depends on your preference of storytelling. It's a real kind of, it's like Kingdom Hearts style storytelling, or like storytelling of sort of not necessarily people and how they react to things, but more of ideas. It's just a lot of ideas. And what if this idea was like this idea, and this idea was like this idea? So if you like lore, then there's a ton of that. The combat is like fairly satisfying. It doesn't change too much. So yeah, I'm not super hot on it. I think it's like and it's an impressive looking game, but I just really can't connect with any of the story. So that, yeah. But, you know, that's coolant pumps. So we are here right now. So just go back and up and over and around. I don't know, I feel like with games, you can't just blindly recommend games anymore. You really have to... One thing that I've learned, probably the biggest thing I've learned, is that people have way different expectations when it comes to games. Hugely different. And one person's game that they love can be... Well, I know I was going the right way when I died, but now I'm here. And that's the whole point. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to get back to that. I can't remember. Coolant pumps. So it's... Yeah. Oh, there you go. You really, really do. Like, I think that they should almost... Like a review of a game, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 5. Who cares? Really, the review should be, is this your kind of game? Do you like this stuff?
Mold's gotten in here too?
Yeah, I don't... Exactly.
Right.
If it's,
Let's get cleaning.
it reminds me of the things I really don't like in Kingdom Hearts storytelling. Or like kind of anime stuff. Does the mold give life? Does it? Yes, it does. Ah! Watch out. Whoa, there's a lot of these guys. Yeah, this story is just totally the opposite of what I like in stories. But it's been satisfying enough to go through and just visually look at. I find it pretty visually interesting. Ah. Like, for example, one game we've been comparing it to in a way that is the opposite of exploring a strange kind of sci-fi setting and having powers is Prey. And we would put this at like the opposite spectrum of that, whereas Prey is more like scary aliens and using kind of like physics and more like a creative game with less of a story. This is all story And the action is not creative. The action's very sort of... You can only really do... You can throw things and you can shoot. That's it. And the things you throw are always the same. It doesn't matter if it's a fire extinguisher or if it's a rock or if it's whatever. It's all just it's all the same. Which is fine. They weren't coming into this to make a physics game, even though there is a lot of like physics stuff like levitating and throwing objects. But it's just not a part of the game. Headshot damage 72%? That's kind of neat. So around this point of the game, you can start getting some like pretty powerful mods that can change up your playstyle. I'm scared to come out in the open. I missed the charming power. Yeah. No, it's totally right. You gotta tap into the preferences. It's impossible to recommend a game unless you know what people like. Impossible. Sometimes I'll see that, like, my sort of normie friends on Facebook. I'll see somebody be like, I need a new video game. What's a game? And you'll see people just throwing out stuff like Octopath Traveler, Doom, Assassin's Creed. And like, well, don't you want to know what the person likes? Somebody who really likes Octopath Traveler probably is likely to not like Doom, you know? You can only throw things or shoot. Well, yes, but okay, now in a game that has shooting, there's different guns. I mean, this has like a few, but they don't really feel all that different. You can only... I mean, you can throw things in this, but you can only throw the one thing. Whereas, like, okay, in Breath of the Wild, you can control objects and throw them, but they all have different physics properties, right? And they combine in really interesting ways. So I would say that, yeah, the combat in this has been pretty repetitive ever since I got the launch ability. Kill the mold. Oh, shoot. It's going to be really hard to get up there. Oh, I got you, Siegfried. You got to make a face or something. Or put like /sarcastic, /s, or like a laughing face, or, you know, a winky face. I need a face to read your intentions. Getting more triangles. Yeah, this kind of story is for people that would want to, that find like the idea of something of like, what if this happened and this was true, and what if these things were all connected, and then what if it kept going and expanding? Coolant pump. Follow Ati's visions. I feel like I wasn't supposed to drop down here. But there's nothing else up... Oh, shoot. Is that where I came from? Oh, looks like you can get up on the pipes. Maybe. Yeah. Can you? And then up from here? Oh, Ati. Ati. And for people that like reading documents and data logs, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like I said before, I mean, there were some amazing documents and emails and stuff I enjoyed in Deus Ex games. And like, what do you call it? Like Fallout and those kind of things, where you discover a story from investigating a place. But it was more about the people than just like the idea. This is the point and click and they die game. Nice try, Dingleberry. Did they all come from... Did they come from somewhere? I think they came out of a monster closet. Power core A, power core B. Can I get up there? Yeah. Here we go. Excellent. Oh, whoa! Ouch. Oh, there's no guns here.
Suunnaltaan vaihtelevaa tuulta 4–6 metriä sekunnissa. Selkämeren eteläosa 6–10 metriä sekunnissa. Yöllä tuuli väliaikaisesti tyynni.
It's funny, for some reason the Finnish language and Hungarian, they pronounce things exactly the same, but the words aren't the same. So when I hear Finnish, it sounds like Hungarian, but I just don't understand any words.
Selkeää yli 20. Helsinki Katajaluoto 18, Eteläkakku 4, yli 20. Mokassää 17, Kaakko 3, selkeää. Russarö 18, Tyyntä.
Dyrte. Sounds like how they say Thursday. Tjutyrtuk. In Hungary. I got the key. And what do I do with the key now? Wasn't there? There should be a locked door I open. Maybe I bring the key with me.
Sandö 20, Tyyntä, selkeää.
Weird. Maybe this time, you take the key out of this world.
Poikipää 18.
He's in the radios. Usually it's these black triangle doors. Once you get the key. Janitor. I have a feeling this is going to have a really long ending. Just based on like the storytelling style, I think that they're going to be... This game is totally going to be up its butt about its ending. It's just like the way that they write the story, and I feel like the ending is going to have a lot of this kind of story. Lots to read. Or maybe like multiple endings, alternate endings, maybe. No, I couldn't see them having anything being alternate. Because everything's been so linear. But yeah, I would just say from the way that they've... everything they're building up to. And I bet you the ending will probably still not give me any kind of satisfaction. Because it'll probably just introduce more questions. Albany. The team retrieved AI-63. Numerous online message boards regarding loud noises coming from an abandoned shipping warehouse. Local law discovered numerous bodies mutilated. There was a werewolf. It all happened during the 3 full moons. They found an altered item. Okay. Bah. This place again. Ow. You need better dodge or shield. I guess now that I've already paid for a month of PS Now, I better try to play PS Now games for a month. Doom is on there. What else is on there? Doom. Evil Within. Technomancer. I like this area. They're gonna remake what, like Drakengard or something? For the first ones? Oh, it's a lot of power sitting around. I wonder why. I'm remaking Nier 1. Huh. Oh yeah, they probably gained a larger audience. I guess I'll have to put in more. Was the first Nier as, like, erotically drawn? Like Nier Automata was? Ba-rum-bum-bum-bum. Quarry. Cane butt. It's not very scary when you can levitate. So satisfying to see go into that hole. Maybe I can go in there too. That. Well, I wouldn't say that Nier Automata's story was sexual or anything. It was just the way that they created all the soldiers to look like sex dolls. Barum bum bum bum. Barum bum bum. Can do a hula hoop. Me, I wanna hula hoop. Do they sell them? Probably like the biggest selling merch. I pressed to the right and dodge, and it dodged me right into the right into the grenade. Oh. Not officially, eh? Ah. Time to read. Albany. Squad broke into a warehouse, discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned by the previous owner of the warehouse. The building collapsed inward. Wooden crates, accelerated physical, rendered field agents. They found AI-63 at the origin, attracting and repelling debris. They stood guard around the atom till the moon set, at which point the altered effects ceased. They returned the atom to the Bureau without further incident. No fatalities. Full moon. What if all these like crazy altered events and stuff were actually more things that had happened to people before? You know? They were like explaining phenomena that we knew about. That'd be kind of interesting. Half-Life. Well, I've read some SCP stuff, and it's better written than this, that's for sure. The one that I read. It's about like a creature that's in a cell, and you have to look at it, or it'll kill you. The way they described it made it actually sound really scary. I think it's because they kind of, I don't know, it was like the visual of it and the way they made it seem really dangerous.
There's something up ahead. Do you see it?
The results are incredible. The speed of discovery. A1 14 copies of speech. We've discovered certain words are missing. We isolated these words, cross-referenced them from esoteric texts from the early days of the Bureau. That the words, when arranged in a particular formation and spoken at varying speeds and cadences, elicit a reaction from altered materials. Formula. There's more words to be found. Bara bakur der bestari.
Kestänyt ruottalaisen velikset kunnon löydyin. Samma på svensk. Hey, girl. For a Finn, holidays holy.
Perkele.
Adi?
Did you miss me? Did you have piss in your sock? Yes. No. Bark don't make a wound. You did good. Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
Did that really just happen? Of course it did. He gave me his cassette player. It'll get me through the maze, huh? The janitor always has the keys.
Can I have more health or more? I might hold on to that and get more energy. Energy's where it's at, baby. Where are we going? Research Ashtray maze. The maze, eh? I might stop before I get into the maze. Don't know if I have the energy / patience to deal with Ashtray maze. If it is really such a great thing, maybe good for me to come with fresh ears and eyes. La saratur kastain toro pasartatur mikor fathur hilhar sarkatika. Bergspitzel. You died. The song is dynamic based on my actions. While I was running, shooting, throwing things, it didn't seem like it was changing at all. I thought it was going to be like, when you're going the right way, all the instruments will come in. Kind of sounds like a Japanese kind of like anime rock song, but written by metal fans. By like North American or Finnish guys. It sure did. Oh yeah, the song is definitely waiting to kick in. So yeah, the song is not based on your actions. It's based on location. Yeah, I know. Must find a new orb. No, it's gone. That sounds like Pink Floyd, but it's like kind of metal rock. Raise 120. How are you?
No.
Oh, nice.
Projector. The expedition of
Hello?
We used the slide projector. I led the expeditions into Slidescape 36. They told me not to go. The director should not put himself in danger. I told them to fuck off. I've seen action before, and I had to witness this myself. To find some meaning in all of this.
Good luck finding meaning,
I
Trench.
sit on my ass, alone with my thoughts, my memories. Anything but that. Those who survived were deeply affected by what we found there, by what Darling brought back. It changed everything. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing remains to be seen. But I did find my meaning in that desert. A sound, like a needle drilling in, cutting through the containment suit, reverberating on the base of my skull. My whole being. Darling said it was nothing. But he was wrong. It's been there ever since, growing into a certainty, into an understanding of what's at stake here, what kind of a threat we're facing, and what must be done to stop it.
Like a good story? Well, it's... Good story's too generic. Why don't you tell me your favorite stories in games and some of your favorite games, and we will compare those games to this and see if you like it. But there is no piecing together the story. It stays pieced out.
Darling brought back. Changed everything.
It's more like they tell you there's only a few simple things in the game, and it's just more like redundantly told to you. Kind of like how Kojima does it, where there's one idea and he just explains that one idea forever and ever, and you're 45 minutes later you go, yeah, I get it. But have you thought about it from this angle? Yeah, it can be like that too. It can be easy to be distracted by lots of other games and life. This is the ashtray of the maze. Is the ashtray have any meaning? Significance? Janitor complaint. Has anyone else seen that janitor mopping up around here? Isn't this a restricted access area? How did he get through the maze? He had a magical stereo. It does have meaning? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's just random magical events. There's no meaning to any of it.
Yeah, you want me here.
No.
Finding the projector was how this all began.
What is the meaning? How about just like, is there any meaning in anything that's happened so far?
You, me, Dylan.
So not spoiling
We've all
anything.
come full circle.
It's explained in the documents. Who are the magical... So in the documents, is there an explanation of What is the magical force that is beyond, that is controlling all this? It's basically a giant lock to prevent people from getting inside dimensional research. Why? And what's the meaning of that? Or the ashtray? You're talking about the ashtray maze? Sand memo. To all staff, numerous people complaining about sand. Sand is precious material from a foreign dimension, and will be examined more thoroughly when we have time, but there is no meaning right now. Don't clean or dispose of the sand. It will bar you from research. Trench smoked, so it's an ashtray. Cool. Meaning. This is the ashtray of the maze. Da-da-da-da-da. What is meaning anyway? That's right, Bergspitzel. There are no magical creatures. It's a resonance-based entity from another dimension that invades its host. Yeah, exactly. How did the music help you with the maze? The music playing magically helped you through the maze. It didn't help us do anything. It was just like another magical thing. When I say magic, Prince, I mean like nothing that exists that I can attach it to anything. It's just magic. It's another dimension. Sand. Gets everywhere. Up the stairs.
There was a doorway here. To where Dylan and I went, where the projector took us, where we met you. The Bureau opened the same door here, but there's just an echo now.
Wouldn't it be cool if, like,
Are you close?
when you were playing in the Ashtray Maze,
Just on the other side?
if when they would add more instruments, that's how you knew you were going the right way? If you, like, walk this way, but there were no vocals, you're like, oh, that must not be it. And then you go this way, and there are vocals and stuff, and you go, yeah, that's the right way. Why do I have a feeling you would actually agree with the Tennyson report? Which one's the Tennyson report? There we go. Trenches on the warpath of a Tennyson report. Who wrote it? I don't know, and I don't want to know. This one. I haven't found it. Nobody wants to know. Why know something when you can ask another question? This is the ashtray of your maze. Oh, the projector. I like the yellow in that room.
The projector's not here.
Ah!
Moved again. What did Darling do with it? I've got to find out.
So sad, so strange. The days that are no more. For years, the Federal Bureau of Control has been wrongfully forcing a philosophy upon itself and its people. The philosophy is known to you all as science. Well, I do like science. He doesn't agree with science?
There's a formation of 5 pillars like crude, outstretched fingers. There were casualties on our first expedition, but communication is an issue. There is no sound there, as if you've gone deaf, and radios don't work. Correction, resonance from an unknown source, in part within the range of audible frequency. It acts in unpredictable ways, causing feedback loops that can tear you apart. Trench insists he heard something else. It made his ears bleed. Our equipment found no evidence of anything beyond the primary resonance. Trench's medical tests show nothing amiss. The projected image from each slide is a physical.
Oh, okay. So he's saying he doesn't like the science because anything that's mystic or arcane needs a word like needs to be categorized, and closed-minded cult of logic. If a thing cannot be quantified, then they dismiss it. Well, they don't really dismiss it. They have this whole bureau where they're trying to analyze it. Hadron Resonance Lab. I just like it when, if it would be attached to something or have some kind of, I don't know, like a real consequence or something. There are consequences. A town went missing. Okay, I don't know. A consequence I can feel something about. The town went missing. Neil became a dog. The janitor had headphones. The director died. Hedron and resonance. Hedron and hedron resonance are the greatest assets this bureau has possessed. The security of Hedron is unspeakably vital. Hedron and hedron resonance. Yeah, but the consequence is stupid. It's just like meaningless. Some random town we had no connection to. I never get the feeling that humanity would be in trouble from this because I don't see any humanity. Or I think I'm more interested in like what to me the main thing in this game is this power that is the Bureau. So that's the part that's interesting. But it feels like we're kind of stuck. Semitic piano. Like that movie, The Pianist. Oh, the monsters were people. Yeah. I just find like the actual building itself is interesting because it changes and it's visually interesting. The power that creates the building is interesting, but I would like to know like where does that come from? Where can you go? How does the mysterious arcane force, why does it know English and can control people and speak to you on the phone? A Semitic piano is a cash register. Oh, that's like a Jewish joke? Oh, I've never heard that one. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm more interested in like the actual power behind it, because that seems to be controlling everything. I don't really care about Jesse and Dylan. They just seem like pawns, you know? But I don't think we're going to learn where it all comes from. Yeah, well, Semitic is like Hebrew or Jewish. You've probably heard the term anti-Semitic, as in people who are against the Jewish people or religion. So when he says Semitic piano is a cash register, along the belief of Jewish people being concerned with money. Yeah. Because when the Jewish people were like constantly displaced from their lands in order to transport wealth, they became diamond dealers, and because you can have your entire wealth in like a bag of diamonds, right? And it's like there's no point in owning a house if whatever country you're in, the ruling classes might take it away. Like my family had their houses and businesses constantly taken away and crushed by the Russians and the Germans that invaded Hungary. Control. It's almost like a Rubik's Cube. What are some of the reasons they were evicted from 109 countries over 300 times? I don't know. That I don't know. I don't really want to get into any of that. Seems like more of a conversation for like 4chan. Anyways, I don't really care about the coin clipping. I don't like judging people on the history of their people. This is not going well. That needs to be there. Oh God. No, I just judge people on what that one person does. Not what family they come from, not what country they're from, not whatever they're from. People can't help where they're born and who they're born. That's good. It's very neutral. Well, people don't have control over that stuff. Now, a government is one thing. A government is something you can judge. Like, for example, Chinese people. They're just people that were born in China or of Chinese descent, but their government is definitely causing problems. Oh, man. This isn't, I regret even bringing it up. I don't want to talk about politics. I'm here to play this game. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it at all. This isn't the place for it. Well, it's going to be it for me today. Because I see where it's going, and I don't want to go down that path, and it's a tough one. Don't advocate for white? As in what? Advocate for just humans. Yeah. Yeah. That was not a bad little episode of that game. Getting close to the end. Don't feel like I got any more answers in that. More questions. Probably, what, 2 more episodes away for this? I don't know. I don't know how much longer it is. I would assume just a couple more. Seems like we're getting pretty close to the end for that. Probably just one, really? So like another sort of like 2 hours or so of it. Just one more. Cool. That's exciting. And then after that, maybe some Doom. I would like to get to Banner Saga, but now that we have the PS Now subscription, I feel like we've got to... Yeah, we might as well use it up if we've got that. All right. Well, D-Live, it was fun. Thanks for the feature. Let's see. Ah, this Luwak's guy, I like him. Oh, I don't like this remix though. Here's some good stuff that's mysterious. That's kind of cool. So hard to see. Not bad. I just said there's 22 people watching on D-Live. Is that true? Wow. Alright, we'll be back with this game tomorrow. Streaming at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow's Monday? Oh, shoot. All right, well, we're out of here. So we'll be back on Wednesday with our top 20 game tracks. And then I guess we'll be finishing up Control on Thursday. Maybe we might come back a little early on Wednesday, but I'll post it on here. So I'll see you guys. 2 o'clock for music, 11 o'clock for some gaming. Okay? All right, bye for now. See ya.